Hello everyone, my name is Edgy or Caden. This is my new Marvel Cinematic Universe ranking. This video should be probably like twice as long as the first video I made. There's gonna be a lot of talking in this, and I honestly don't know how long this video will be. I mean, I'm hoping to God it could be 30, 20, 34, 35 minutes. That would be great, but I'm not gonna promise it because, yeah, but it might be forever to get out because, I don't know when this video is coming out. This is the, surprise video, if you want to say, for the poll of dates I did. So you guys can either be really early or you guys can be really later on in the year, so like July 4th. So if it's July 4th, then I'm screwed because it's going to take forever to upload. So yeah, you guys will see probably pictures in the corner if I possibly can do it, of every movie. So boom, bam. I don't know what corner, but you'll see it in the corner of the video. I'm hoping. And we're going to use a microphone, and my hands are going to hurt after I'm done doing this because it's going to take forever. All right. Let's do this. I have a tier list ready and pulled up. Let's start with the last and the worst movie in the MCU, in my opinion. You have The Eternals. This movie really doesn't need much to say that it was terrible. This pacing, the story, everything, the acting even, I would say, was kind of terrible. The CGI also was terrible. None of the action made sense to me. I didn't really like the action. The storyline didn't make sense. The runtime obviously didn't make sense because it was like a 2.5 hour movie, I believe. Too long for my liking, and also just not good structured. Like, yeah, it was structured terribly. And then you also have, now they're making a sequel to this movie, which might just take the cake for worst MCU movie, but I'm putting it down at number 35. This is only the movies, not the TV series that take forever. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. But, yeah, no, this movie's absolutely terrible. Moving on, we have The Marvels. I didn't actually watch this film, but I put it on the list anyway. I know the runtime was terrible. I know the pacing was also terrible. That's what I've heard. I heard everything was terrible about this film, so I put it right below its actual predecessor, Captain Marvel. I sadly watched this, and I honestly very much hated it. Not worse than Eternals, but definitely not a good film. It's not going to be until like the top 25 where it starts getting really good, or maybe some underrated films there and there, but these films are probably going to be either terrible or not very good. Either way, this film is under the terrible category. The pacing sucks. The acting sucks. The girl who plays Carol Danvers also sucks. She is not a good actress, in my opinion. I mean, I've heard she's good in one film, and I can't remember what film, but maybe editor note right now. Like, it's just, this film just sucks. And I really don't know what to say. It just sucks. It really just sucks a lot. A dookie. But moving on, number 32 on my list, we have Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Ugh, this film is rough, like really rough. It's not terrible. It's not good. It's not good at all. It's really bad. The pacing honestly was too fast for me. The acting was fine from Benedict Cumberbatch, but other than that, that was the only saving grace of this whole film. Scarlet Witch being a villain made no sense to me. Her kids were obviously fake, and she knew that from WandaVision. Makes no sense. WandaVision made no sense to the storyline at all. I don't know why they added that. They could have given Wanda a different motive. The cameos were short-lived and not good. I mean, I like John Krasinski, of course, but everyone else wasn't really needed. I wish Supreme Iron Man made an appearance. Like, that's what everyone wants. But, I mean, didn't really get that in this film because, of course, the film had to suck. And, of course, I went opening night to this garbage. I thought it was good at first, and then I just kept thinking about it. It sucked. It's an absolute horrendous film. All right, the most recent Marvel film is next. Captain America and the Brave New World. Just to say that Harrison Ford carries this film on his back is an understatement. Indiana Jones, at 80 years old, carries this film on his back, and it's sad. Anthony Mackie does good too. No blame on him. It's just Marvel really screwed this film. They changed the title like 4 times. It was edited a lot. You can tell in the film when you're watching it. You could see the editing cuts because this film was reshot all the hell. You got terrible action. I mean, the CGI was also terrible. There's a scene in here, spoilers, There's a scene in here where they're in the cherry blossoms, and the cherry blossoms look more fake than your dad. Okay, I'm sorry. That was uncalled for. But look, this film is just terrible. I'm sorry. I'm just sorry. Okay, it's a terrible film. Moving on, number 30, Black Widow. I think this one was obvious. This is another terrible film. The bottom 5 here are really bad. We will keep having stinkers until the top 25. But this film is just terrible all the way through. The acting, the action, the CGI. Oh my god. Don't even get me started. A blatant green screens, blatant CGI. The family dynamic was fine. David Harbour was the best part. I mean, I guess you could also count Scarlett Johansson the best part too. Gender swapping Taskmaster was terrible idea. Even though they're gonna keep doing it, even if the new Thunderbolts movie is coming out, which I might make a review on that. I don't know, maybe a vlog. But just terrible film. Terrible film. Like, seriously. Hate this film. I watched it in theaters like a dummy, and yeah, I regret it. Thor: Love and Butthurt, or Thor: Love and Thunder, as I like to call it. This film is just awful. It might have been low. I could have put it lower, but all the other films are just more awful than this one. But this one was awful. Okay. You have the pacing terrible, the comedy's terrible. Taika Waititi just takes the comedy too seriously. Chris Hemsworth doesn't even try in this film, and he's such a comedic joke in this film. I kind of wanted a more serious Thor, because Thor: Love and Thunder, Gore the God Butcher. I kind of wanted Gore the God Butcher to be a breaking point for Thor, but no, surprisingly not. And geez, the God Butcher, dude, he is pathetic. Christian Bale does great. Don't get me wrong. I love Christian Bale. I love Christian Bale and everything he does. He did great. Just, the script does him so wrong in this film, and it makes me very mad. And his motives make no freaking sense. I mean, his daughter dying, sure, I guess that's a good motive. If you really think about it in, like, Marvel terms, that's a good motive. But in, like, realistic terms, it makes no freaking sense. I can't take this. It makes me mad. Next on my list is Spider-Man: Far From Home. A lot of people will agree with me on this, and some people hate me for this. I think this film's awful. Like, seriously, awful. I can't describe it. It's terrible. It's super terrible. The action is terrible. The Jake Gyllenhaal as Mysterio. I liked it when I saw it. Before I learned about Mysterio and what he actually is, it was obvious he was a villain. They make it so obvious. Hate that. Anyway, makes me mad. Tom Holland is fine, I guess. No, he does awful. I'm sorry. Nick Fury's a highlight. Samuel L. Jackson, always a highlight of every film. That's bad. This film is just awful. I don't know anymore. It's awful. We're gonna move on. We're gonna just, you know what? We're moving on, guys. We're moving on. Number 27, Doctor Strange, the predecessor to the Multiverse of Madness. I thought this film was mediocre. That's not even mediocre. Probably a little lower than mediocre, but still not a good film. Dormammu is the main villain. Made no sense. Didn't like the pacing. The pacing kind of just ew. Doctor Strange, played by Benedict Cumberbatch, did fine, I guess. Just a little bit. He did fine. Definitely a better performance than he did in Multiverse of Madness, which is saying something because Sam Raimi directed Multiverse of Madness, and this was directed by Scott or some Derrickson, forget the name, guy who directed The Black Phone. I liked his direction. I think he should have directed Doctor Strange 2, but then he quit out because creative differences. So, this one was the downfall of Marvel. In my straight opinion, I think it was the downfall of Marvel. Some people will probably say not, but that was the downfall for me. I'm just putting it out there. All right, number 26, Ant-Man and Quantumania. Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. The villain here is wasted. Ant-Man is a joke. The Wasps, I can't speak on this film any longer. Also make me mad. This film's awful. Sorry. Some people think it's underrated. Hades, I'm talking to you. This film is not underrated. This film sucks. This film actually sucks so much. I don't think Hades Lord actually thinks it's underrated. It's not as terrible as people say it is, but in my opinion, it's terrible. Can't really get behind it. Can't really like it. Sorry, not sorry. I watched this opening night too, and I regret every single penny. Next up, Spider-Man Homecoming. Yeah, this is going to be a subjective ranking. Unlike my last one, where it was kind of objective. This one is subjective, so it's my rank. It's my opinion. So, yeah, I don't like this film at all. I don't like Michael. I like Michael Keaton. Everything else is just awful. The pacing sucks. The I can't. I just can't. It's just awful. Okay. I don't know. I don't know what else to say about it. Ned Leeds as the best friend. Really? You can't do Harry Osborn. Really? Or yeah, have Green Goblin as the villain. Why have Michael Keaton as freaking the Vulture? The first film? Stand alone? Alright, bro. Do what you want, but this is the worst start to a trilogy I've ever seen. Number 24, Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings. Or how many ever rings he has on those hands. Yeah, this film's also terrible. The pacing was doo-doo. The villain, I forget the villain's name even. What is it? Some Ten Rings was the main big organization, the big bad guy. But I can't get behind the villain here. It's Shang-Chi's dad, I believe. I don't remember his name. Then you have Shang-Chi himself, played by Simu Liu. He does fine, I guess. I mean, it was his first film in Marvel. I guess they're getting a sequel to this, which maybe the sequel can impress me, but I did not like this film. Just too much going on. Too many plot lines. But yeah, that's that film. Number 23, we got Ant-Man and the Wasp. The original one. This was a quarantine film, I believe, and it was right after Infinity War, so it was kind of like a more lighthearted film, which it does really well in that. Every Ant-Man film, in my opinion, is underrated, except for Quantumania. But this film's fine. This film's fun. It's dumb. It's fine. It's a lighthearted film that they needed after Infinity War because this was released. Yeah, I believe this was released right after Infinity War, right before Endgame. I can't really be sure. Editor note if need be. All right, we're going to move up here so then I can get... All right, we're going to get to the good stuff now. No more trash talking. I'm going to move my hand here so you can hear me better. You got number 22, Thor the Dark World, which is the most underrated Marvel film. No, not the most underrated. There's actually a more underrated film coming up. But look, this film is fine. People hate on it. People take a huge crap all over this film because of its dark tone and I mean, yeah, sure, some of the stuff is unserious, and yes, Jane's annoying, but you get a Chris Hemsworth, a performance that you really like. I like this film a lot. I think this is right after of the Avengers, or right there in between there, which is great. I think it's a great storyline to follow. I love it. I don't really like the villain. What is his name? It's the Dark Elves. But I don't like them very much. They're not really the best of villains. If I could have one takeaway with this film, it's just great pacing. Great pacing. I actually watched this film while I was making gingerbread houses, which is a funny story. But yeah, I was watching this film around Christmas time, which is a weird thing to say because it's not a Christmas film at all. But fine storyline. Loki does well here, obviously. Loki is a fantastic. You love it. Number 21, Black Panther and Wakanda Forever. You know it. You love it. This film's fine. This film's very mediocre. I mean, it's fine. It's fun. It's better than Thor the Dark World. It definitely has some pacing issues. I almost fell asleep about twice when I watched it for the first time. I watched it the second time, fell asleep the whole time until the final action scene, and I left the theater. But yeah, this film is just, I don't know. It has a lot of issues, but it's fun. Shuri taking over as the main Black Panther, I liked. She's great. Her actress is great. Love everything here. R.I.P. Chadwick Boseman, by the way. You will be dearly missed, my friend, because, oh my gosh. Oh, man. Number 20, most underrated MCU film, in my very full-hearted opinion. You got Iron Man 2. Look, it's at number 20. I know that's a little low, but it's still underrated as all hell. People hate the villain, which is fair. I don't really like the villain myself, but still a good film. Still fun. Some people say it has no heart. I think it has a lot of heart. You also have Robert Downey Jr. doing a Robert Downey Jr. Masterclass here. This was a great acting by him. You have good co-stars around him. Don Cheadle is taking over as Rhodey, which great recast. I love Don Cheadle. He is my beloved. And I would keep him in a restructure. If I was going to restructure the MCU, I would keep him because he's great. Me personally, I like him a lot. I like this film a lot too. The action scenes are great. The pacing's great. You know, you get the whole thing, and the soundtrack's great too. I love the soundtrack of these movies. I'm just saying. AC/DC, yes. Anyway, moving on to number 19 is, you want to guess? Guardians of the Galaxy Part 2 or Volume 2, whatever. Volume 2. Volume 2. I think it's Volume 2. Yeah, Volume 2. These Guardians of the Galaxy films, I realize, are very spaced out, but you can't know that yet. You won't know where I placed the other one because, yeah, only some people have set up this list, and I think it was only Hades Lord, which, yeah, funny enough. This film's fine. I like it. I think it's a dumb fun film. It's also, it kind of sets up, they kind of get introduced into the MCU here, which is great. Love the villain. I don't remember who the villain is exactly, but I knew it was Ego. There it is. I like it. I like that storyline. It's great. That's fine. And you also get introduced to Mantis here, which is also great. I don't mind her. She's great in the Avengers movies later down the line. She's great. I like everything about this film. It's not a bad film in any means. There's only like one thing I could probably nitpick. I'm not going to say that here. It's not nitpicking. This is like top 20, so there's not really going to be a lot of nitpicks. Number 18, Thor Ragnarok. Look, this film's fine. Just probably some issues I could nitpick here, but I'm not going to. Thor, great here. The Hulk comes out full power here. Love it. Loki, love it. Hela, Isn't Hela? It's Hela. Or Hell in the midst, but we're going to call her Hela here because, that's what the movie calls it. Odin dies, which makes no frickin' sense, but he does die. Spoilers. It's a fine film. The pacing also has a little bit of issues, but Taika Waititi actually took his time on this film, made it fine. Some people consider this their favorite MCU film, which is crazy lies. I know dang well it's not mine. It's not even close to mine. But I like it. It's fine. Number 17, the third movie in the Iron Man trilogy. I really like this film. The villain's fine. Robert Downey Jr. does a great performance. Gwyneth Paltrow also has really good performances in both Iron Man 2 and Iron Man 3, but she's fine here too. I don't remember the villain exactly. Don Cheadle's back, of course, my beloved. He's good here. He's really good here. I like all the things about this film. It's good. It's fun. It's good paced. It's really well paced. It's a more dark film, honestly. Not really a fun film, but it's more dark. And a good ending to the Iron Man trilogy, in my opinion. Before the Avengers saga, basically. I'm not going to call it that. Shut up. We're just going to call it that. We're going to go with it, okay? Okay. Awesome sauce. All right. The third movie in the Tom Holland trilogy. That's actually really high up on my list, surprisingly, which, I'm more shocked than you guys. Trust me. I know. Spider-Man No Way Home. I like this film, a lot. I mean, honestly, it was probably because of the nostalgia bait. And this is a nostalgia bait film. It's all nostalgia bait. People usually have this really high up on the MCU tier list, and it makes no sense to me. But it's at least a top 15 film. This is 16, so it's right there at the top 15 mark. Oh my god, my phone just fell. Shoot. Okay, it's fine. I'm gonna keep that in. That's fine. I don't really care. My production's already scuffed as is. It's okay. I'm literally. You guys are on top of an Echo Dot. Give me 1 second. Also look, it's Spider-Man right there. Oh, wait, hold on. There we go, right there. Anyway. Fun film. Nostalgia all the way. Love it. Doc Ock, Green Goblin. Love those two guys. Alfred Molina and Willem Dafoe are still goated in this film 20 years later. It's great. And I saw this opening night. Thank God. It was an experience to remember. The theater was loud. It was proud. It was awesome. And I will never forget this era where the theater was actually loud and interactive. But for Oppenheimer, of course. But that review is coming out on the 25th. Or that came out on the 25th. Whenever this comes out, you're seeing that. You've already seen that video. It came out on the March 25th. Okay? Shut up. All right, number 15, Black Panther. This was originally really low on my list, and then it kind of moved up. I like this film. Killmonger is a great villain. You know, you got Michael B. Jordan, best actor of our generation at the moment. Oh, Timothy Chalamet is up there too, but he does great. Chadwick Boseman, of course, does amazing, as he always does in every single Marvel film, and I wish to God he was alive right now. Okay, sorry, this was not supposed to be a grieving video of Chadwick Boseman, but we're already here, so suck it up. Yeah, everything about this film is great. Shuri in this is a little younger, and she's great. I forget the other girl. She was going to get a series, but I forgot her name, so we're going to forget about her, okay? She was great here, too. Not anything bad. I mean, I have nothing bad to say. All right, we have 4 more spots until the top 10 starts, and then we're getting to the good stuff. So that'll be the longest talking part of this video, because I have a lot of good stuff to say about every film in my top 10. So here we go. And number 14, Mr. Ant-Man himself. Paul Rudd, you know, does great. I like the villain. I think it was Yellow Jacket? You guys can correct me in the comics or the comments. Sorry. Stuttered. You guys can let me know in the live chat that it's probably happening on this video right now. Yeah, this video is gonna be very long. I just realized. Sorry guys, you're gonna have to stay here for a while. But great film, great everything. It's fun. It's lighthearted, like every Ant-Man film is, except for Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. That film can go down. Sorry. Anyway, moving on to number 13, Avengers. Oh my God, Age of Ultron. There we go. I can think. Trust. I did not do that on purpose. That was actually a actual brain fart. But good film, fun pacing. This is not the most underrated film in the MCU. Surprisingly, this is the second most underrated film, because I think this film's great. Ultron's just used terribly. I like the team dynamic between everyone. You got Thor, you got Hulk, you got everyone. They all were used right here. This was great. The Ultron was the only one used wrong. And then you get also an introduction to the Scarlet Witch, and you also get an introduction to Quicksilver, which he didn't see that coming, did he? Okay, I'm sorry. All right, number 12. Why not we go to the Incredible Hulk, which this movie is pretty incredible if I have to say so myself. Ed Norton, I can't get enough of Ed Norton in this film. He's great. I love Ed Norton. He's my beloved, and if a Hulk actor was my beloved, he would be my beloved. Wish he stayed in the MCU longer. If Marvel didn't screw that up. He was great. The Abomination as a villain, great. And you know, Ross, R.I.P. William Hurt, but he's great. Sorry about that noise, guys. I hope you guys didn't hear that, because that was my Alexa making noises. I'm gonna do that. We're good now. Anyway, this film's great. It's been great. It's always been incredible. It's just people have not seen that yet until now, because this film has gotten a huge outpouring of love in the last few years. Anyway, number 11, the first Captain America film in this whole ranking. I know, crazy. Number 11. It's crazy. This whole trilogy is pretty good. It's all actually higher than Iron Man 2 and Iron Man 3, which is my actual technically favorite trilogy in the whole MCU. Iron Man. But yeah, the first film, the first Avenger, is my number 11. You know, you got Chris Evans, you got Stanley Tucci, which is crazy because I didn't even recognize Stanley Tucci when I watched the film for the first time because I was younger. I think I forget the guy who played Red Skull. If someone's in the chat, let me know. I'll be in the premiere, don't worry. This film's great. This film's great overall. It shows some backstory for Captain America. Bucky Barnes is always great. Sebastian Stan is unforgettable. He's getting everything he is in, though. Let's be honest. He's going to probably carry the Thunderbolts, which might or might not be out when I release this, because it could be out on July 4th. It could be out on July 4th. I'm just saying. It could be out there. But it probably won't, because I don't know. I'm probably going to release it a little earlier. Yeah. Great film. Great film. I love it. I like the whole trilogy of Captain America. It's Haiti Lord's favorite trilogy, but it's my personally second favorite trilogy in the whole MCU. Love Chris Evans. Love Stanley Tucci. Love Sebastian Stan. Love the villain. I forget who the villain is. Red Skull. There we go. Great everything in this film. Lovely, 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 lovely film. Now we're moving on to the top 10, which is a woohoo moment because, yeah, I get to talk. My mouth already hurts. Let's do this. Avengers Infinity War is my number 10. A lot of people are pissed. I showed 2 people my ranking before I actually released this video. A lot of people were pissed this was at my number 10, which is really high if you think about it, because there's 35 of these films. I could have rated it way lower, but since this is objective, this is my take. I want to put it at number 10. Usually this is number 1 or number 2 on people's list. It's my number 10. I like this film a lot. The pacing's great. Russo brothers do a great job. It's not too long. It's not too short. It does everything it needs to do for a setup to Endgame. You got Thanos as the main villain, Josh Brolin. I love him. I love Thanos. Maybe favorite villain. No, Loki. Maybe Loki. No, Loki. Loki's my favorite villain. But he comes really close. I love everything about this film. They kill off Loki in the first 5 minutes, which makes sense for the story because this just was a continuation of Ragnarok. This was right after Ragnarok ended. Great everything. Love it. Thor kind of is crazy here. This is where he shows his full power, which pretty wild. He's pretty powerful. I love it. I love every minute of this film. No wasted screen time. No wasted screen. No, this whole film uses every minute correctly, which is great. Love it. Okay, let's do this. All right, last 9. Let's do it. Let's run through these, or not really run through them, but let's get them. Let's get it going. We got Guardians of the Galaxy number 9. This is actually higher than Infinity War, which is wild to say. I would never thought I would say that, but I rewatched this film a few weeks back. Great film. I am filming this in March, so March 15th, I believe. Maybe 16th. Could be either or. I'm filming this now, so here we go. It's a great film. Love everything about it. It's a great film. Great film. Very great film. Groot, you got Rocket, you got all the guys. Amazing film. No minutes wasted, of course. The villain could be a little bit better, but I'm not. It's my top 10. I shouldn't be nitpicking on things. But yeah, it's still number 9. No minutes wasted. I love it. Love this film. Moving on. Now we're going to get to the best Guardians of the Galaxy film, in my opinion. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Love this whole film. This film is great. I went opening night, thank God, and I'm so happy I did. This film is amazing. Freaking fantastic. Teenage Groot, I will still say it till this day. The Groot design in this film is awful, but everything else about this film is great. No wasted screen time, unless you count the first 5 minutes of wasted, then whatever, you do you. But personally, no minutes were wasted for me. The villain was great. I kind of forgot who the villain was. I can't think of it right now, but he's great. This shows a lot of Rocket's backstory, which is really depressing when you watch it. It's really freaking depressing, dude. All the people in this film make some. Dave Bautista pulls out his best acting performance. You got Mr. Star-Lord himself pulls out a great acting performance. I don't know why. I'm having a really hard time remembering names. Sorry about that. But this is definitely the best film of the trilogy. And it'll continue to be that unless they some reason make a Guardians of the Galaxy number 4, which should be weird. Yeah, I don't want that. Anyway, now we're on the top 7. Top 7, guys. Top 7. All right, Captain America Civil War. Here we are. This one's great. No wasted minutes. Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, Scarlett Johansson, all of those guys. All great performances. Everything in this film makes sense. Russo brothers directed again. Love it. This is the 3rd movie in the Captain America trilogy, if I'm right. Some people will probably correct me. It is technically a Avengers film, if you really want to count it as that. Tom Holland gets in his introduction. Best performance by Tom Holland in this whole entire thing. Best performance. Unless you want to count Infinity War, this is his best performance. This is a comic accurate Spider-Man at its fullest. I love it. Robert Downey Jr., flirting with Aunt May makes sense to me. I honestly like it. I like that plot line. I like it. Everything in this film is great. I love it. Now, number 6, guys. Number 6. Then we're moving on to the top 5, which will be maybe heated top 5 if you guys think about it. But Here we go. Captain America, and why can't I remember the name? Captain America. Jesus Christ. The second movie in the Captain America franchise. I can't think of the name right now for some reason. I don't know what's going on right now, but my brain is just everywhere. So we're just going to forget that. You know what? Yeah, this one was great. No wasted minutes. Samuel L. Jackson's great. Scarlett Johansson's great. Chris Evans is great. Everyone's great in this film. I think Bucky's makes, Winter Soldier. I'm an idiot. Captain America and the Winter Soldier. There we go. Thank you. I remember my name. I remember the name. Probably someone said it in the chat, but it's okay. I got it. I love this. I love this film. I love this film. Dark. It's very good. So good. It's so good. Anyway, sorry. I'm glazing the hell out of it. It's super good. No wasted minutes. None. The pacing's great. Love the pacing. And I think this is directed by the Russo brothers. I could be wrong. I don't know. Correct me if I am wrong. Anyway. Now the top 5, which might be I might have some hot takes in here. If I do, my bad. But if I don't, okay. Well, thanks for your opinion. Anyway, Avengers Endgame at number 5. Yeah, this is usually number 1 on people's list. This is not number 1 on my list. It's a 3-hour-long film, and it feels like an hour. It's such a good film. It goes by like that. The final action scene is the best action scene in the whole MCU. You got Chris Evans. You got everyone here. You got Hawkeye even, which he kind of is on a tear for the first half of the film because of Natasha Romanoff's death. I'm sorry, spoilers. But she was great. Like, everyone was great in this film. Like, it was the second half of the film where Hawkeye kind of went on a tear because this is where we lost Natasha Romanoff, which kind of sucks because her film sucked, and that film came out like 4 years after that. But after this. But honestly, such a good film. No wasted minutes. Best action scene in the whole MCU, and I'll stand by that until the day I die. Anyway, number 4, Deadpool and Wolverine. Look, I know this is recency biased. I watched this film 7 times. I love every minute. It gets better every time I watch it. It's a comedic masterpiece. No wasted minutes. Best comedy in any Marvel film. Wolverine's great. Hugh Jackman, I don't know how, but he does so good as Wolverine here. Probably better than he did it in any of the X-Men films. That might be a hot take. I love it. You got Ryan Reynolds doing great too. I love it. I love this film. I did a review on my channel actually a few days after I watched the film. If you want to go check that out, I probably will link it. If not, just go find it. It's not that far down because I have only made 26, 25 videos by the time this is uploaded. So, yeah. It's there if you want to watch that. That thumbnail actually used to be garbage, but I changed it because every one of my thumbnails were kind of bad, and I changed all my thumbnails. So, there you go. I love the thumbnail of that video. Anyway, this film's great. Every performance is great. I love it. Number 3, Thor. This would be rated way down there on the list of anyone else's list. This is my number 3. I love Asgard. I love Odin. I love Thor. I love Loki. I love all of them. I love the storyline of everything. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, the cinematography is beautiful. CGI is actually kind of good in this film, unlike other Marvel films where it's pretty terrible. This film is actually really good with the CGI. Love it. I can't remember the villain off the top of my head, but I can remember the villain off the top of my head, but you guys can probably correct me on it if anything. Love it. I love it. Number 2, Avengers. This is rated on number 1 on our list. This is my number 2. This is my childhood film. Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans. You got Hawkeye. You got Black Widow. You got Thor's introduction here. He does great. This is his kind of intro into the Avengers, which is great. I think Loki as the main villain is perfection. This is the movie that made him my favorite villain of all time. Tom Hiddleston is just such a menace in this film, and I love it. Puny God is probably the most iconic line out of this whole film, and I love it. Hulk in this film is really good, even though Incredible Hulk probably would still have a better Hulk. This one's still really good. I love it. No wasted minutes either. Joss Whedon actually made a somewhat good film here, and it'll be remembered for a long time. I really feel like this film's beautiful. Good story, good everything. Good plot. Good ending, I think. And the music, of course, by Alan Silvestri. Yes, it's so good. Yes, I will listen to that Thor score every day if I need to. It's such a good score. Alan Silvestri, good job. Good job, bud. You did well. And my number one, guys, number one, here we go. Iron Man. Yes, Iron Man. I know a lot of people would probably rate this like number 10, number 11, maybe number 20 on their list. Nope, it's my number one. It's the best movie of the whole Iron Man trilogy. Best movie in the MCU, in my opinion. Unless somehow someone else, unless I watch another film and it ends up moving down, but I don't think it will. It is a masterpiece. Gwyneth Paltrow's best performance out of the whole MCU. You got Obadiah Stane as the villain, which I really like him. You got Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man here, which is awesome sauce. I love every minute of this film. This film is great. Film is great. Okay, this video has been 36 minutes, almost 37, and I'm really tired. I think I'm gonna end it here. I hope you guys enjoyed this ranking. I know I kind of talked a lot and kind of talked fast. Sorry about that. Put on subtitles. I'll probably subtitle it for you, so you're welcome. Just a fun ranking. I need to redo this because my original video was 23 minutes. This is about 10, 12 minutes longer. I talked a lot more. And also, this was a new ranking anyway. My other ranking is still on private. I'll probably unprivate it on the day this releases, so you guys can go watch that other ranking, see where I put stuff now than last time, because that other one was objective, I believe, so I was kind of being like safe. Yeah, the MCU is one of my favorite things of all time, but it's kind of having a downfall. So this is why I made the re-ranking now, so I don't have to worry about it later. But I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. It took me forever to film, and my hand hurts from holding this microphone for so long, so I'm actually going to end it here. I'll see y'all in the next one, I guess. Probably the next one after this. I don't know what's going to be after this. I don't know. Depends on the release date. If it's released before March or April or May, it'll probably be Arrow Season 5, and if it's after April or May, don't really know. Thunderbolts review, maybe, if that's out by the time this is out. That'll probably be the video before this, or maybe after this. I don't know. I hope you guys enjoy. Have a good day.